Oh,
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to open the July 16th, 2025 Village of New Paltz Shade Tree Commission meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And so we have two new applications to review. The 26 South Oakwood. There are, pull this up. There are two, so 26, I know there's two trees being, or at least two. I gotta pull up the application here. You don't have it. If anyone has any comments while I'm pulling it up.
Well, the one that's dead, standing dead is the, de rigueur, it should be removed.
Yeah, I agree.
Love to see a replacement in that same area. Street tree, within 10 feet of the sidewalk or so.
Okay.
Is there any way that we can put a cap on like how long it takes them to replace this tree? Like, can we say within 6
Usually we
months?
say within, we'll say in the fall, right? Or within a year, so either the fall or the spring, they can do it. Cause sometimes, they can't get the tree, but, I know there's wires on that side, right? Do we wanna recommend that it be, maybe not a shade tree? Or do we wanna just give them the list of the trees that we recommend?
Yeah, just give them a list.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Even if there's wires, and it's planted back 15 feet. It grows up toward them, it's 20 years before you have any.
Yeah, no,
And they do some serious pruning, and it's true, but if you look at the canopy of trees that have been grown up around the wires and they've been cut really hard on the one side, they still have value, they still have tremendous shade and amenity, even
Yeah.
if they're a little misshapen.
No, I think that.
Certainly, we don't want anything large grown up right underneath the wires, or you've gotta have someplace for the central leader to grow.
Mhm.
Lateral limbs, they can be cut back and thin
Um,
down.
So what about the other, I mean, I went by and measured the other trees. I have pictures too, if people didn't go out there. So the other tree is to the south of, I think the tree that is already dead. And they're smaller trees, but they're within 20 feet of the road, so they do need our permission. And I think it seems like there's an issue with, they have like a sidewalk, that's a diagonal sidewalk that's going up to the house. I don't know if you looked at the trees, they seem like they're not the best trees. Like, I don't know, is it?
It's a conglomerate. You have 3 different species there, and, but there is something to save there. There is a good tree to be had.
Okay,
It's a single stem of the Norway maple, which is a decent tree. It's not sugar maple. It's not the named red maples, but it's decent.
and so do you think it's worth, pruning back the other trees and
Removing every other.
removing every other tree and leaving that one tree, or
Yes.
removing them all and planting new trees?
Well, that's an alternative too, but it's
what do
so
you
hard to
think?
get homeowners to follow through. And will they follow through on the 2 to 2.5 inch B&B trees? And that.
Yeah.
What you have there is already 25 feet tall.
Yeah.
And it'll take an arborist to, somebody who has a little bit of knowledge and respect to create it, but it's just removing everything else but that stem. I've identified that stem with a green flag,
Okay, great.
so you can go look at it.
No, I was noticed that there were different colored flags. I was just there today looking at it, so.
I only put it on like a few minutes ago.
Okay, well, I was there maybe an hour ago,
Okay.
so I thought,
Any-
I saw the
anyway.
red flags.
And which address is this?
26, South Oakwood.
Okay. 26.
So there's one little, we have a main stem, and then we call any other stem on the same tree a secondary.
Yeah, I mean, I have a picture here if you wanna look at it. Mm,
Well, there's the Norway maple leaf. It's got a good leaf. This stem, this secondary has already been cut. This secondary leans out toward either the sidewalk or the wires. But this one here takes a more erect path and has better branching. So you get rid of all of this. This is a mulberry, I think, or
Okay,
and you get rid of the secondaries that you don't want, and there's a third species in there too.
and so where,
So you're now down to a single stem as if it was planted like a single stem,
Yeah.
and now it has grown maybe 5 to 10 years in addition to that, and maybe some of the lateral limbs are spaced out, it's
Yeah.
thinner than it would have been,
Yeah.
but it is a potential.
but that doesn't seem like it's gonna be in the way of the sidewalk either.
I don't think it would be.
Yeah, so I
And as
think,
it grows up, you cut the laterals that are interfering.
yeah, okay,
Right now, it's like, I think there's a shrub in there as well.
yes.
And the shrub is spread out, and sure, it's gonna annoy anybody walking by.
Well, there's also another sidewalk maybe 10 feet away, so if they're really annoyed by this sidewalk, they can just go on the other sidewalk as well, so. So. Are there, you said there's blue flagging on the one that we wanna keep,
Green.
green flagging? So,
One simple green flag around that one stem,
okay, and
and
so,
then everything attached to that one stem potentially would remain. Everything else.
Yep.
Disappears. And, you know, a landscaper or a tree guy with a chipper, it's half hour of cutting and running it through the chipper, bingo, done in an hour.
so what do people think of a motion to allow the removal of the dead tree contingent on planting another 2.5 inch diameter tree within 15 feet of the edge of the road?
Yeah,
And approve removing all of the other trees except for the one with the blue flagging, green tape on it.
Sounds good. Clear.
or somebody will take the flagging, the green flag off, and then they won't, which, you know.
So what,
We should identify it as
Yeah.
the center stem of the Norway maple
okay, so,
with green flag around it. Vinyl, it's just vinyl.
yeah, so,
but
can we modify that statement to include,
You're
so,
gonna be writing it anyway.
oh, okay, so let me write it down here.
This is what I send to the applicant with what's written, and then I add your signatures electronically.
Do they identify the dead tree?
they did. To, genus. Genus and species.
Number one tree, totally dead.
Hmm.
That's what they. So except. You said the Norway maple?
Yeah, it's about a 7 to 8 inch diameter stem of the Norway maple.
And has green.
Final flag.
Okay, so I have, motion to approve the removal of the dead tree, number one. Contingent on the planting of a 2.5 inch diameter tree within 15 feet of the edge of the road. And approval of the removal of all of the trees in the clump by the diagonal sidewalk, number two. Except the Norway maple, about a 7.5 to 8 inch diameter stem that has green vinyl flag on it. Is that getting it?
And then we should emphasize that this tree should be protected,
That's good.
so that
Just don't chat about it.
the others can disappear. This tree should be protected.
Yeah, so the Norway maple should be protected. Okay, how's that?
Good.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Alright.
All right, the next application is 22 Mill Rock Road and any thoughts on that?
I looked at 23 Mill Rock Road because that is on the list of trees that were supposed to be replanted there and there was nothing replanted there. There was no,
Well, we're concerned with
Replacement.
22 at the moment.
Hmm?
We're concerned with 22 at the moment. The tree that they've asked to cut on.
all right, I honestly, I didn't see that tree, but was there a picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so does anybody have that? I know I looked at it, but,
100% dead.
okay, take it out.
Yeah, it's the one that looks like this that we were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
There's big.
It
pieces
has
of
big
bark.
pieces of bark missing, yes, I saw it. All right, so that should be easy. 100% dead, it needs to be removed, and they need to replace it with another.
She doesn't have any money to do the actual removal. How is she gonna replace it?
Okay,
She's asking for support on that.
Grant, yeah.
I don't think we have grants for.
No.
No,
we just-
I wrote her back.
We don't, and you know, you do it once and then
Yeah,
what other village resident?
what if she called up Lou? Do you think he would just, if she called him up and said it's a dangerous tree, that they.
I'll do up.
He only does
Look.
ones that are 6 feet.
you know,
They're
they have
3
to,
feet.
it's their responsibility to do it.
Village only does it when it's a certain distance from the right of way. And those are trees that are
Within 20.
on the, no, not within
Oh,
20
they
feet,
don't.
that's our purvey for the shade tree. But I
Yeah.
believe within 3 feet of the.
Yeah,
pavement.
if it's like within the, between the sidewalk and the road, then it's the village DPW's responsibility to remove it, but if not, it's under the law, it is the homeowner's responsibility to maintain and remove the trees if they're told that it's hazardous. And now, I mean, the fact that they have now brought up that this is dead and hazardous, now we have to tell them to remove it. If they hadn't said anything, I don't think we would be telling them unless it was more hazardous, but
But gravity wins in the end, so.
yeah.
So,
But that could be pretty dangerous, but.
I mean, it's the
There's a
law.
lot of dangerous trees in the village.
It's the law, it's their responsibility.
Drive around with a camera and probably find 100.
Yeah,
There's one hanging over Henry Du Bois, if it's actually in the right of way, so I think. I'm not sure if it's town or village.
The dead one? Just up from Stewart's on the opposite side, yeah, that oak's been, this is
It's been done a while.
at least 2 years.
Yeah, I think I maybe sent something last year, but it was probably like, I probably sent it to the village and it's probably town. Or maybe I said, I wouldn't think I would have said it to, but yeah, that's gonna fall on the road. Or a car,
Hopefully not a person.
hopefully not a person.
They sometimes do.
I just didn't come down.
So the village will, who will not come chop that down and leave.
It's the owner's responsibility. That's the law.
Okay.
You know, and under the law, if they're told they need, if it's dangerous and they need to take it down, it's their responsibility to take it down.
Bad for people being in that situation.
Yeah.
Things are.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah,
Got it.
I mean, also, my understanding is, I'm not a lawyer on this, but if you're told by someone else that that's a danger and you then take it down, you are liable if it damages their house.
You're liable anyway, if it's a clear and present danger, you can't say, oh, I didn't realize I have an obligation to. That doesn't play.
oh, it's just too bad.
So we approved removal, replacement.
You know, I'm a little nervous about, you know, what if now everyone in the future says, oh, I can't afford to take it down? And then we don't make them plant trees? But,
Also, like, they could probably just get something, you know, not like a tree company that's gonna cost them more, you know, some hand.
how about we say,
Handyman?
No,
Well, what do you think?
So
A
wait.
handyman who's good at plumbing and backyard work. Puts a chainsaw in his hand and it kicks back into his face and cuts his neck. It's happened many times.
okay.
Or puts a notch in the tree because he thinks he can fell it this way.
And
Oh,
it goes the other way.
and it goes the other
Yeah, there's
way.
a really great video that you can pull up on YouTube about that one, where they notch the tree. Very hopefully, a tree that is 80% of the weight is hanging over the house, and they notch it over here, just hoping, and they even have a line on it, but it's slack. So boy, when that tree cuts, it just. House goes flat, like right through the
Oh.
center of the house. And he goes, oh, you know, blank, so, yeah.
so how about, a motion?
Here's another story. The homeowner said that I'm not paying that money to have tree removal. They had their landscaper do it. The landscaper tried to make a notch and back cut or out of a line, but the crown is big and heavy. Any pro takes it apart limb by limb by limb by limb by limb, top, boom. Trying to pull the whole thing off, it's too heavy, they couldn't get it good. So what did he think he better do? Oh, I better go up into the crown and thin it out. So
Oh.
he did, and he made some cuts to thin it out. Which then reached the tipping point of their pull, and it went down with him in it. So,
It wasn't that cheap then, was it?
No, he didn't send him a bill, he wasn't alive anymore.
No, he didn't
skilled
die.
professionals,
He did die?
I don't know, but a lot of times.
skilled professionals, you know, they deserve payment for what they can do.
Yeah,
So how about,
And they have insurance to cover, you know, if they screw up.
so motion to approve the removal of the dead tree contingent on the owner's approval of allowing the Shade Tree Commission to plant a tree there in the future. If we want to, now we have a place to plant a tree.
And that sounds good, then at least it's like we're helping out
Yeah,
somehow.
I like that idea.
Very good.
And it certainly doesn't need to be a 2.5 inch, you know, because they're heavy, they're large, they take an effort and cost money.
So, but this also now opens up a place where we can plant a tree. We may not get there right away, but we have
Yeah.
approval.
Good idea.
So,
Nice, I like it.
so it's, and also, so motion to approve, I make a motion to approve the removal of the dead tree contingent on the owner's approval of allowing the Shade Tree Commission to plant a tree there in the future.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
To plant a tree there in the future after the removal of the other tree. Cause what if she thinks we're gonna come and just put another tree there that we said we would? After the tree is removed,
She can
the
think that.
shade tree will.
Yeah.
Does it make any, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I make a motion to modify the resolution to add, after the removal of the tree,
Yeah.
at the end of it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I wanna modify the previous motion
Okay.
to add, so I wanna change it to say, motion to approve the removal of the dead tree. Number one, contingent on the planting of a 2.5 inch diameter tree within 15 feet of the edge of the road and approval of removal of all of the trees in the clump by the diagonal sidewalk number two, except the Norway maple with a 7 to 8 inch diameter stem that has green vinyl flag on it within 1 year. So I wanna, they have. to-
Okay, you did say.
Wait, I put that-
Stem should be protected.
Yeah, wait, no, so wait, I put that in the wrong place within, I wanna approve the removal of the other tree contingent on planting another tree within 1 year.
Okay, and you should, please identify it as a 2-2.5 inch. That's just the category, 1.5 to 2.
2.5.
2 to 2.5, 2.5 to 3. A 2.5 inch tree is very hefty,
So 2 to 2.5?
yes. It just differentiates it from 2.5 to 3.
Okay,
The
So-
college was planting 2.5 to 3s. And you saw how big that
Mhm.
they were around that new parking area.
So-
You need a-
here, now I have it, like, so it says, this is the new motion.
For
Motion,
the first,
for the first one,
okay.
we're changing the motion. So, and let me read this, and then if there's any modifications, then we'll do it. So, motion to approve the removal of the dead tree, number one, contingent on the planting of a 2 to 2.5 inch diameter tree within 15 feet of the edge of the road within 1 year. And approval of the removal of all of the other trees in the clump by the diagonal sidewalk, number two, except the Norway maple, which is a 7 to 8 inch diameter stem that has green vinyl flag on it. The Norway maple should be protected.
I want to make one suggestion that the except be bold, that it really stand out.
Okay,
You say permission to remove all others and then accept. So it's very clear. to them.
Yeah, okay. Except.
okay.
Well, this will just be, like, in the minutes, I can bold it, but when you
Yes.
write it, just.
Yes,
Under.
I put it in bold. I'll send this to you now.
That's fine, but you'll have to write it on the application itself.
Yes,
But I mean, I would just say underline that application, I guess.
okay. Motion to approve the modified motion for the first application.
Yes,
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
I,
Okay, so. Got those out of the way. Now I have to. Any comments on the April 9th draft meeting minutes?
accept them.
Motion to approve the April 9th draft meeting minutes? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And so new business, did you wanna talk about the American Chestnut Foundation?
Well, I have two things. I've been working on, I have this list of the people that known to us have not replanted a tree after we granted them the right to take down a tree that they petitioned us. And there are 6 people, 6 different homes that have that question. So I went and I visited all of them. And I would say, I don't see a new tree on any of those properties. I knocked on the door, I tried to make contact with the people. And, I couldn't get a hold of anyone. So then I was trying to find the phone numbers of these people, which was on this list. I think did you give me this?
It's the list I put together from the applications.
Oh,
I think you sent it around to everyone when I,
yeah, you could have I sent a list, you sent a list, but on that was a direct link to the applications, which would have the person's phone number.
Right. Oh, well, there are phone numbers on this list. The thing is.
yeah, I pulled them off the applications, put them on the list, so we
Some
can
of
contact
these
them.
people didn't get on this list. Some of these people that were on this list are not in here. So
Okay. They may be recent, right? Are they?
let me see, I will tell you. Well, 18 Mill Rock Road, tree to be replaced, 2303. I left a phone message. I also went to the house, nobody there. 7 Fairview Avenue, that's 21, tree to be replaced. They were not on this list, so I couldn't get any other information.
I can tell you about 7 Fairview. Because
Yeah,
my company did the tree removal
okay,
and we insisted upon a replacement. I put in a replacement and made it part of the job.
okay,
However, this was 2 years ago.
right.
When I visited and that tree rooted in and it began to grow. When I visited it 6 months or so later, it's gone.
The tree was gone.
Yeah,
So they cut a living tree?
yes. It's a tenant house with students.
And still owned by the same landlord?
See, I don't know.
Well, it
I don't know
changed.
who
It went from one partner to another. And you know, one may have agreed to have something there and the other one didn't want to have to deal with any of it. Or perhaps the landscapers damaged it, you know?
Well, I
They,
think
they
they,
come in with string trimmers so aggressively at times, it takes the bark off and bingo, then you.
but I think they have to, like, the trees have to. It's not there anymore, so maybe.
They have to replace it according to the New Falls law, right? That if they cut that tree
No,
down,
there's no
in the
power.
ordinance, what is it?
No,
That
there's
says-
no
No,
code
the
that says it.
replacement is a request. Like, we-
No, it's in the code.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Oh, that's right, we changed.
Yeah.
Changed.
There is now a code in the New Paltz
Yeah, that's right.
They have, if, under the code, they have to replace it if we ask them to, yes.
if we ask them.
But they don't have to replace the big replacement. And that was a less
Oh.
than 6-inch diameter tree, so
Oh,
they
yeah.
were fully in their rights to remove it. By the code. Even though it is
Well, I'm
an
still
absolute,
telling
it is an absolute workaround to the rule and definitely not the intention of any of this.
Yeah, we'll have
But
to,
they-
we'll have to look at that,
But if
because I
you-
know.
If you
like,
put a replacement in, right,
Sometimes they have to last a year under, I think,
it sounds like it did.
yeah.
I am not certain of the timing, how long it lasted, a year later it was gone.
But they don't have to ask to put it down when it's 2.5
No.
inches or 2 inches.
Well,
Well,
we don't have any proof that they put it in.
White says he planted it.
I planted it,
That's true.
it wasn't a 2.5, but it was certainly in the 1.5 to 2 inch category. And,
And it was rude. It took work.
Well,
Unfortunately,
we can ask again.
there's some real
Ask-
workarounds to these
We
laws.
have the
It was in a
person's
front.
name or number, which you probably have, and I will.
Well,
get
somebody
in
new
touch
now, because so it's saying.
yeah, I don't know.
New.
I
with them.
know.
Oh, so it's somebody else.
Yeah, so you're leaving messages on somebody else's.
So I have to go where to find out who owns 7 Fairview Avenue?
Building department.
The clerk, town clerk will be able to tell you.
I
Because
can send you the you're saying you don't have the application.
I don't have,
But it won't- we're saying that the property may have changed hands.
I don't have a contact for these people, 7
Right.
Fairview Avenue. They were not on this list, so I didn't have anything to go by past that. But if you could get that, that's 7 Fairview Avenue. The other one, North Chestnut, there also, I have no way of getting into contact with these people.
19,
19 North Chestnut, I went, no one answered, I'll go back though. I'll try that one again.
well, try the town clerk, because they have the tax rolls there and they
Yeah.
have. It's public information, is it not?
You know what, my pen is missing, Does something,
Tax roll is public information.
all right. So does
So you
somebody have
can
a
find
pen
out
to
who the
borrow?
owner is and a name, you'll have a name. I don't know if they'll give you a phone number, but at least you have a name that you can then snoop out a phone number.
Okay, can I borrow somebody's? pen?
So here's the application for here's the application for 7 Fairview Avenue. I can
Okay.
send it to you if you want. I think
Okay.
you're CC'd on this.
All right, good.
This is an email that Nicole sent us on actually June 10th, 2025.
It's more of a college issue than a New Paltz Village issue. It's because it's right, if you know Fairview Avenue.
Oh, here, do you have? I'll just send this to you.
Yeah, all right. I'll get it on.
It's, I would put more energy into some of the others.
Well, I have,
7 Fairview.
I know, I'm going down the list. I-
19 North Chestnut is a good one to harass.
Okay, so I will just do like this and make sure that I. keep
And
at it.
I've got some more.
All right, so then, 9 and 10 Lookout. That's, Camilla Nagy, who I know very well, and Ed Burke, who owns that. I rang the bell, no one answered, but I do have their emails, I haven't sent the email. But I think I'm gonna see if I can catch Camilla in the library. So that might be better. But I'm not, I'm not just giving up because I couldn't get their phone number right away. Then there's 47 Mill Rock, that's from 22. Prune or remove the linden tree, replace if removed, they are not on the list, 47 Mill Rock. And I did not see any,
That big linden tree is gone.
I didn't see any big linden tree there.
Well, it's occupying most of the front yard when they asked for the permit.
Well, so I just said, I went, there was no answer, and there was a large stump
Yeah.
there,
Oh, there
but
you go.
no new tree. So I'm trying to, get a hold of these people as well. Then I've got 23 Mill Rock. Remove the tree, and replace the tree. Brian Oback. I have his phone number. I called and I left a message. I've asked to be called back, but so far I haven't had anything. So, I guess you have to catch these people in person. 23 Mill Rock, there was a big stump. I think that's the one that had a big stump in the rock in there. Thanks, so I'll try to check again. I did have a voicemail with this guy's name on it. So I don't know if I should say that I did give my name and I said I'm from the Shade Tree Commission and we are checking on, trees that we have not had confirmation of being replaced, that they have permission to cut down. Left my number, but haven't had anything after that. So that's where I'm at this, because I don't think they should just get away with it.
May I add 2 more to your list?
Yes.
Okay, one is 26 Harrington. They had a permit for a row of trees, only one of which was within the 20 feet. They got that permit for that one, and they went ahead and did the rest of the row in between houses there. And their neighbor had also removed a lot of trees, so that section of Harrington is just devoid of trees.
So
And
you have,
26 Harrington is again a tenant house. It's owned by a police officer. If he's still,
do you have any kind of contact information, name, phone number? How can I find out how I can get in touch with this person?
I have to, yes, I probably could go back through my message book and find his name. I don't know about a phone number.
Okay, so this
Or if I
person-
give a list of police officers, New Paltz
You
police
might-
officers,
You might recognize
I would
it.
recognize it, yeah.
That's one way of being.
He was an affable guy, good guy, and he thought I guess he wanted to widen the driveway, or at least that was his excuse.
I think I do remember that, because it seemed like it was making a little partition between the two houses. It seemed to me, why not just leave the trees there? But maybe that's why he wanted to remove the I mean,
Well, there's nothing between them now, and, you know, there could easily be a street tree there.
all right,
He
so,
has a Japanese maple in his front yard. Not actually closer to the house than the street. And it's a nice tree, but it's not a street tree, and there's no canopy really. So it would be a good one, and, the other one I wanna add is 168 Main Street, which nobody ever asked for a permit. They went directly to the Blue or the building inspector and complained about the sewer line. And then they cut down the only remaining maple there on the property.
Yeah.
And that was fine, and we sort of thought that it had to be.
because there
but
was
if
really a
he-
sewer issue, right? I mean,
Yeah, under the
sewer
code,
working.
if there's, under the code, if there's issues, if it's interfering with the sewer.
Well, sure, but, and maybe they should get the permit and deserve the permit and all, but if it doesn't come through us, there's never any mention of replanting. Or,
I agree, yep.
and I think we brought it up. And somebody even said they may have been planning on replanting, but of course, they get busy and then they don't. And 168 Main Street is a place for a couple of trees, so at least one should be planted there.
Hmm.
And now 172, the neighbor to further east. The design, some kind of landscape design with little fluffy. You know, have you seen it?
It wouldn't be my first choice.
Hydrangea,
Yeah,
has nothing to do with the streetscape, you know, I mean, it's,
The one that, they're like kind of white or.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a tree
I was
hydrangea. I think.
wondering what the heck.
And it's, you know, it's not that they're terrible plants, they're fine plants in their right
yeah.
location. But he's presenting them as street trees, which they're not.
Yeah, I would have put those right against the porch and then trees out by the road, but that's just me.
Sure, it would have made more sense,
But
but
I think, I mean, can we do anything about that now?
No,
I don't think so. I'm not suggesting that we do. It's just, it's unfortunate that there aren't any street trees
Yeah,
on that whole stretch of Maine.
I have this whole places for trees, 168 Main, 211 Main, 172 Main.
Yep.
You know, for possible places that we can put trees, because there is a big bare area there with nothing.
okay, so are you gonna contact them or,
If I can get their,
I mean,
It's- Bearview, you might have the contact person.
I'm
we
gonna
might-
try and look it up and
Okay.
let you know.
I mean, one other idea would be that we write up write up a template letter. Saying that, you know, you agreed to contingent on removal of the tree, you agreed to plant the tree. We noticed the tree's not planted, and, you know, put the information in there, and then we can have a template, and then we could just kind of modify it for each one. And
Sounds
then
good.
maybe we could have those sent out with their water bills.
To the specific people.
We could ask, you know, if the village could do that as include it in the water bills. When they send those out, it won't cost any extra money
Yeah.
other than printing that template out. If we put that together and we could ask if we provide all of those to the village clerk, if they'd be willing to include those in the water bills.
Yeah,
And then that would go to the people who pay the bills at least, maybe not the owners. But it's another way of contacting someone.
because it does, it annoys me, all of these people, they got approved, they said they were going to plant another tree, and I looked and here are these stumps and.
Yeah, so if you wanna put a template together, and that we could then just, you know, and we could always have it, and we could just send those out on a regular basis. That might be a way to do
Alright,
it.
so that, do you wanna just work on the template, it only has to be a few sentences, or?
Yeah.
Alright, you wanna should we do that now? I
Uh,
mean, I don't know.
No, let's move on to the next.
yeah, we got a
thing.
lot of other stuff to move on to. I mean, I think,
Okay. The thing about the Chestnut. The American Chestnuts Foundation. I've been in contact with them before, and I explained to them that, you know, about New Paltz, and that we are a shade tree town and like all this stuff, and that we have Chestnut Street, which has one tree on it now, that is a chestnut tree, which I grew from a nut.
It's not a chestnut.
What is it?
Isn't it a buckeye?
Which is a horse chestnut.
Well, still called a chestnut, right?
It's not American chestnut.
All right, okay, so then what I should tell them is that we would like to plant some American chestnuts.
Well, they'll be telling you what they have to plant, because they're trying to produce disease-resistant strain, and they have to go quickly through generation after generation. So they'll provide you with seedlings
Hmm.
that will grow and produce nuts. And then they want some of those nuts back.
That's not a problem.
Not a problem, but they're not the same category as street trees.
Right.
They can become so. When they get to a certain size, they can become so.
But they're probably not gonna live that long either, cause aren't they trying to?
Well, they get to a point, they grow
Good
pretty
chance we
well.
won't see any of these trees producing nuts. It's a good chance.
We they have great success producing nuts, because the American
But they come
chestnut.
as little whips. It takes 15 years for that thing to produce nuts.
Yeah, but the one that's on the garden, on the
They're
chestnut,
not talking about,
Yeah.
I started that from a nut.
You know,
right.
because
Yes, but we don't plant the little trees by the streets anymore.
Right,
Right,
because they
so
just get.
we would need to plant, maybe if, like, maybe at Sojourner Truth Park, if you wanted to plant some trees there, or if we had other places.
Yeah,
Like in the Millbrook Preserve or something.
I'd like to put them somewhere on Chestnut Street.
sure, but you
We don't
can in the
put, we don't
future,
put
you know,
little
this is,
trees.
it's a long process, and I'm proud of you for actually talking to them and getting.
They said they're gonna get back to me too, that they want more
So-
information about
Yeah.
what
Are you
can we do
talking,
to help you.
are you talking to someone in the New York chapter?
Um,
The New York
Okay.
chapter is the one who's doing, they're on the vanguard.
right,
There is an American Chestnut Society, but there's lots of chapters. The New York chapter is the one that's most active and doing these things and having these small chestnut trees. They want you to grow and protect them, getting them to a particular point where they can take the
take the nuts and
nuts and
make
seeds
more.
and go to the next generation. You see,
can I interject a question? When you talk to them, you wanna see if they maybe have a larger size tree available as a possibility, even if we had to pay something to
Right,
get a larger tree, just because what we were saying is like these little, the way that they may be sending them might be like
cause if
10 trees bundled together like this.
no,
they're saying.
no,
No,
not that in that fashion. Yes, they might be too small, they might be, I don't know, but it's not the same as
right,
the,
they're not sending big trees, that was what
Mm.
we're getting at.
But I
So
mean,
the second question I was gonna ask is this something that we might reach out to friendly homeowners who might say, yeah, I'd love to try these chestnuts. We could provide information and we could ask who wanted to host a tree. And they could put that tree in a place that's not a street tree necessarily, but a tree that would be planted in
Yeah.
their yard elsewhere and protected. Because street trees take such abuse, because they're vulnerable to salts
Because it's all-
and plowing, and just the fact that a small little tree on the street. I mean, a dog could step on it and break it in half.
because seedlings, I know that wouldn't work,
Yeah.
although. I wouldn't mind taking some and, putting them on my own property, growing them.
Well,
you
that's-
need to talk to them again and find out exactly what they want, what they can do for you and what they want out of it.
Okay,
Because there's also care involved, and when, to produce the nuts, they go through processes where they're, bagging the flowers to prevent, certain kind of pollination, so they can get the pollination that will improve disease resistance.
And I just wanna say something.
Yes, we gotta
I
get going.
gotta leave at 7 p.m. So
Yeah,
I'm
so-
sorry.
No, no,
If
I
there's
get-
anything that we need to.
Well, I wanted to get to the next one about the
Yeah.
status of the dangerous falling. North Oakwood Terrace.
So I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just need you to sign
Yeah,
them.
Yep.
Because I'm sorry, we're in person, so then I have to sign them.
Yeah.
So that you're signing.
Yeah.
You want me to send you I can send you the text.
Well,
She needs
it's
to
gonna be
sign.
written on there because when we're here in person, I have to have you fill out the
Okay.
application and then sign it.
So we gotta fill it out and then sign.
Yeah, just to
Okay,
add in the decision.
so we can sign it and then I'll fill
Yeah,
out
you
what I
can always
wrote.
I'll have a pen. Can borrow yours.
So, while we're doing this,
I know, I have them.
so the status of the dangerous falling trees on North Oakwood Terrace.
I just put that there as just a.
So do we need to do anything with that?
No, it's
Okay.
just letting you know Blue's going to work on pricing for removal. It was just putting it there that was what.
Well, there's my signature on it. You can write anything
All
you
right,
want.
so they are not putting in addition and this doesn't have to do with us.
Do you wanna sign those?
Yes. So we can
So then I'll
just-
sign them and write out the motions.
Okay.
That homeowner agree there to replace? At Oakwood?
I don't know. It's in Blue's hands. I know, one of them has planted many trees along the street and he has many properties and rents for students and takes care of his properties pretty well,
You have the pen?
if you know who I mean.
I do.
We would be in a corner. None of us came with a pen.
And do you have other applications?
Oops, you want one? This one is, I'm gonna need it again. Is the 16th?
Got it.
And I don't know who's pen that.
All right, everyone's got their pens and their applications.
So I'm gonna keep working on these people.
Yeah, thanks for your work in that vein. It's appreciated.
Yeah, well, it's annoying that they don't do what they should do. And a few of these houses have a big gap where there's no trees now and they really, there's no reason why they can't put one tree into the road.
How's so that person needs to fill out, like, they need to write a letter, the potential new
I'm gonna
member?
call him again. I know that he said he does want to be a member, but also his family, there's a lot going on.
All right, so maybe we should continue to look.
Yeah, we should.
I'm gonna ask the CEO of Woodland Pond and see if she'll let me put a blurb in the
Yeah, I mean,
newsletter.
see one of
It's
those.
gotta be somebody who's got some time and.
Sure. That's how, I talked to the garden club and one of our members, that's his son, and I know that he was interested.
Mm.
I just think, between us, that he's having an issue with the filling out, I don't know, for whatever reason. Filling out.
All you need to say is like, I'm interested in being on the Shade Tree Commission because, I care
Yeah,
about them.
either a written letter of interest or just an email, letters of interest.
I'll call him again, and because I'm not sure what's going on, and I know it's hard.
Yeah, I think generally, I think my date's I think I'm gonna finish up in December. I think, I don't think I'll do what Christine did is take a sabbatical.
Maybe I can convince Christine to go back.
That's an idea.
It's
She
possible,
did say that she wasn't leaving forever,
right, and
and she
it's,
said she needed a break.
yeah, it's just, like everybody else, she's got a lot of stuff to deal with. Like everybody. So, wish I could get my husband to come. because he's like, knows every tree and he's into it. He's like nature man.
Do you have anything else on the agenda that we need to? Here before we start wrapping up?
Yeah. I don't have anything else, so,
Oh, spring planting locations, I think that's on there, but that's
Yeah, I think
kind of
that's-
always
hanging over.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
do have this list, it's like all these main street things are on it.
What spring planting are we talking about?
we actually have fall planting possibilities. I think we still have money in the budget. We didn't use our budget up.
Yes.
So if there's ideas about, I mean, I got a little shell shocked from last fall. Made me nervous to think about fall planting, but normally it would be wetter.
Yeah, last year was weird.
And we noted that the Stewardia that we planted down by the rail trail
It's okay.
deceased. No,
It's
it,
moved.
It's missing.
yeah, it died and then, well, it didn't fully die, but it was not doing great and somebody cut it off.
Somebody who would take,
Anybody, probably the people who own the adjacent, either somebody who is in Water Street, or maybe Blues Crew saw it, or maybe the, you know,
Oh, I'm sad about that.
or somebody bumped into it because it was
failing.
it was failing.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we got a lot of water on it in the fall, but there just was no rain. I mean, it went into the winter
Yeah.
with surrounding soil being dry and it just wicks, no matter how much, I mean, we're putting water on it at 5 gallons at a time. What it really needed is,
Throughout the fall? Or
I
just
put-
at planting time? 'Cause
oh no, I did it 4 times. I mean, it's not as much as it should have been, but I did it when I could.
Well, it wasn't the only tree that
Yeah.
failed or
Yeah.
it came out distorted in the spring.
Yeah.
Because of that reason. Of
Yeah.
ground moisture, lack of moisture. And it affected mostly anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 year old
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah.
In the ground for 1 to 4 years.
So we could decide if we wanna replant there.
I
That
think-
was, that
I
was an,
think it's good
that
if
was,
we have a tree that we can do that.
that was an odd,
Well, we don't have to
It's a
do any
bad year.
replanting, I'll tell you the truth, because there's a little tiny elm growing right in that planting zone. And,
Let it live.
you know, we put up built a screen to protect it,
Mhm.
and you'd be surprised in 2 years, that thing will be 8 feet tall.
Mhm.
If nobody bothers.
But, well, that's what I wonder, is I wonder if some of the denizens of Water Street Market appreciate having the view and they see a tree as a potential.
A Stewardia?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think that, I don't think that they knew that we planted a tree specifically, so it wouldn't be a huge tree that would block, you know, everything. But I just, and again, I'm not saying that I know that somebody's,
we can talk to them if we want, we can always put a kind of tube around that one, if you think that makes sense.
Yeah, there's protection is, oh, the little elm, no, I mean, if the issue is nobody there wants. A tall tree growing up and disturbing the view of the gunks. Then why protect an elm? And
Well,
besides,
They should have kept the other one in.
the elms are. You know, susceptible to elm disease, so.
I'd be
If it
surprised.
was a
if they-
sugar maple, I think, go.
I think
Yeah.
I think it just didn't, it was the drought.
but I'm just curious who cut it down.
So I spoke to Sandy Ferranti because my rhododendrons and azaleas had took such a hit this winter. It was terrible. I lost like 2/3 of
My guess is
big
the
rhododendron.
I think the
DPW
DPW
saw it being there.
they mow along there for the rail trail. And they probably took care of that.
Saw it was dead.
Motion to adjourn,
Second,
all in favor?
I, thanks, everybody. Sorry to make everybody rush.
Oh, I won't be here, but, August the 13th,
Same.
the next meeting.
That's good, I remember.
But none of us are gonna be here.
What is the date?
I'm out of town.
August 13th. I was gonna have Heather cover, but if you're not gonna be here,
Yeah, I'm out of town. that
I
weekend.
might not be here.
That
either,
weekend.
so-
so we'll cancel that meeting and then, okay.
And I'll get a hold of John Gavin and see if I can do.
All right, I'll ask if I could solicit from our population. We had a Woodland Pond resident here who was a board member for a little while and he left. But they didn't enjoy them.
close the meeting, right?
Yeah.
You just.
But